Hello students, how are you all? In last class you learned preparation, properties and uses of dinitrogen and ammonia. The today's topic is nitric acid. Now let us look at the preparation, properties and uses of nitric acid. In that first one is preparation of nitric acid. Preparation of nitric acid, simply preparation. In that first one, laboratory method. Laboratory method. Heating of sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate with concentrated sulfuric acid gives nitric acid. So first let us write the equation for it. I am taking sodium nitrate, NaNO3. So NaNO3 is the sodium nitrate. Sodium nitrate is heating with sulfuric acid, H2SO4. This is concentrated sulfuric acid. Then the products are, one product is here one hydrogen and here is NO3. It gives our product is HNO3, nitric acid. One product is nitric acid and this Na we have to join here by remove one hydrogen. Then get NaHSO4. So the product is nitric acid. So we took here is sodium nitrate. Instead of sodium nitrate, you can take potassium nitrate also. I am taking KNO3, potassium nitrate. This is potassium nitrate. Again, this one we have to heat with concentrated sulfuric acid. Then the product is HNO3, nitric acid plus KHSO4. So the product formed here is nitric acid. This is the laboratory method preparation of nitric acid. Let us write the statement related to it. Heating of NaNO3, sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate, KNO3. Heating of sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate with concentrated sulfuric acid, with concentrated sulfuric acid gives nitric acid. So this is the first one, laboratory method preparation of nitric acid. Next, Ostwald's method. Ostwald's process. Ostwald's method or Ostwald's process. So manufacturing of nitric acid by Ostwald's process. The Ostwald's process involves catalytic oxidation of ammonia by atmospheric oxygen. So the first catalytic oxidation of ammonia. Ammonia by atmospheric oxygen. Atmospheric oxygen. For PUC point of view, this is very important question. Ostwald's process is very important question. Now let us write the equation for it. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia by atmospheric oxygen. First I am taking ammonia, NH3 in gaseous state. So we have to do oxidation of ammonia by using atmospheric oxygen. This is from air. Gives rise to. So we have to use catalyst platinum or rhodium gas catalyst we can use. So this may be platinum or we can use rhodium gas catalyst. So we can use platinum or rhodium gas catalyst at 500 Kelvin and 9 bar pressure. At 500 Kelvin and 9 bar pressure, the product is nitric oxide plus water. So the products are nitric oxide plus water formed. So ammonia converting into nitric oxide. Now here we have to balance this equation. Here is I am taking 4 moles of ammonia. Then number of NO molecules is 4. So 4 nitrogens are balanced. Next we have to balance hydrogen. How many hydrogens? 4 3s are 12 hydrogens. Here is how many? 2 hydrogens. So by using 12 hydrogens, how many water molecules we can make? 6 water molecules. Then number of oxygens we have to balance. So here is 4 oxygens, here is 6 oxygens. The total number of oxygens is 10. Here is 2 is there. Then you can take it as a 5 O2. This is the balanced equation. So here is even oxygen is a gaseous state, nitric oxide is a gaseous state, and water is a gaseous state. So this is the first step. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia by atmospheric oxygen. So oxidation of ammonia by atmospheric oxygen, oxygen from air, the ammonia converting into nitric oxide. This is the step number 1. This reaction is carried in presence of platinum or rhodium as a catalyst. This is catalytic oxidation. The second step. What is the nitric oxide? This is the nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. What is the nitric oxide form in this reaction? Will combines with oxygen. Further combines with oxygen, forms nitrogen dioxide. Nitric oxide combines. Nitric oxide combines with nitric oxide combines with oxygen. This nitric oxide, what is the product from the further combined with oxygen, gives nitrogen dioxide. Gives nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide. This is the second one. So what is the product we got here is nitric oxide. That nitric oxide I took here. This nitric oxide further combined with oxygen. So nitric oxide is a gas, oxygen is a gas, gives rise to. The product is nitrogen dioxide, NO2. Gives rise to NO2. We have to balance it. So I am taking this 2NO. This will be 2NO2. It is also a gaseous state. So this is the second step. What is the nitric oxide formed in the first step? That further react with oxygen, further combine with oxygen, gives rise to nitrogen dioxide. This is the second step. Next, third one. What is the product formed here? What is the product? We got nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide dissolves in water, gives nitric acid. Nitrogen dioxide dissolves in water, gives nitric acid. So let us read the equation for it. I am taking nitrogen dioxide NO2. NO2 dissolving in water. Then the product is HNO3. The product is HNO3. This I am taking 3 times, 3 NO2. Then we are going to get 3 to 6 and one more product we are going to get here is nitric oxide. So this is 2HNO3 plus NO. So number of oxygens, number of nitrogens are balanced. 2 plus 1, 3. And number of oxygens, 3 to 6. 6 and here is 1, 7 is there. So 3 to 6 plus here is 1, 7. So oxygens are balanced, hydrogens are balanced. So the product is nitric acid. Here we got nitric acid. So here is it is a liquid. So nitric acid we got here is aqueous. Because nitrogen dioxide we dissolved in water. Nitrogen dioxide is dissolved in water, so that we got aqueous nitric acid. So that we have to concentrate it. So its concentration we have to increase. This is dissolved in the water. So that concentration of nitric acid increased 68% by mass by distillation. So nitric acid HNO3 68% by mass. 68% by mass. How to get 68% by mass? By concentration of aqueous nitric acid by distillation. Concentrated by distillation. Concentrated by distillation. Then concentration by distillation. Then this one is converting into 98%. HNO3 98% by mass. So we got the product we got here is a dilute nitric acid. The dilute nitric acid converting into concentrated nitric acid. Dilute nitric acid first converted into 68% by mass by distillation, concentrated by distillation. Then the second one is 68. We got 68% by mass of nitric acid concentration. Then we have to converting into 98%. Simply we have to dehydration. Remaining water molecules also we have to remove. So that we have to do dehydration by concentrated sulfuric acid. So this one done by dehydration. Dehydration by concentrated H2SO4. So finally get 98% by mass of sulfuric acid. That means concentrated sulfuric acid. Sorry, concentrated nitric acid we will get as a final product. So first aqueous nitric acid we got. That aqueous nitric acid are we have to concentrate it up to 68% by mass with concentrated by distillation. Then we get 90% concentration by dehydration by concentrated sulfuric acid. So we will get finally 98% by mass of concentrated nitric acid. So this is the preparation of nitric acid by Ostwald's process. Very important for a PUC examination. This is the laboratory method preparation of nitric acid. This is the Ostwald's process preparation of nitric acid. This is the preparation of nitric acid. Next, properties of nitric acid. In that first one is physical properties. Physical properties. Physical properties of nitric acid. Nitric acid is a colorless liquid. It is a first point. It is a colorless liquid. It is a colorless liquid, and its freezing point is 231.4 Kelvin. Its freezing point. Its freezing point is 231.4 Kelvin. And the next one is its boiling point is 255.6. Next, its boiling point. Its boiling point is 255.6 Kelvin. The boiling point of nitric acid is 255.6 Kelvin. Next, its specific gravity. Its specific gravity is 1.504. Its specific gravity is 1.504. So these are the some physical properties of nitric acid. Next, chemical properties. Second one, chemical properties. Chemical properties. In that first one, in aqueous solution, nitric acid behaves as a strong acid, gives nitronium, hydronium ion and nitrate ion. So what I am meaning is, I am taking nitric acid HNO3. HNO3 is dissolving in water. HNO3 is adding to the water. Whenever the HNO3 is added to the water, then this HNO3 dissociated into H plus NO3 minus. Dissociated into H plus NO3 minus. This H plus is taken by the water molecule converting into H3O plus. H3O plus, and another product is NO3 minus. One product is hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. This is a hydronium ion. This is nitrate ion. Nitrate ion. So in aqueous medium, in aqueous solution, nitric acid behaves as a strong acid, gives hydronium and nitrate ion. That's the statement. In aqueous solution, nitric acid behave as strong acid. Behave as strong acid and gives hydronium ion, and nitrate ion. So this is the first point. Next one, The nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. Very, very important point. Nitric acid is strong oxidizing agent. Nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. The products of oxidation depends upon, very, very important point. The products of oxidation depends on the products of oxidation depend on, the first one is concentration of acid. So it is a strong oxidizing agent. Nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. The products of oxidation depends upon, the first one is concentration of acid. The first one is concentration of acid. So the product is depends upon concentration of acid, that means dilute or concentrate we are taking. Then the second one is temperature. The product is depends upon temperature. And the third one, the product is depends upon nature of material undergoing oxidation. Nature of material undergoing oxidation. Nature of material undergoing oxidation. So these are the chemical reactivity. So we will take this concept, nitric acid strong oxidizing agent. Then products of oxidation depends upon concentration of material, concentration of acid, temperature, and nature of material undergoing oxidation. So let us take some reactions of nitric acid. So let us look at what are the products formed when the substance material is changed. What is the product is formed when the concentration of acid is changed? What are the products are formed? Let us see some reactions. Next, reaction of nitric acid with metals. This is the first reaction I am taking. Reaction with metals. React of nitric acid with metal. First, in this reaction with metals, I am taking a reaction with copper. So copper react with nitric acid. Here two conditions is there. One condition is one case is concentrated nitric acid, another case is dilute nitric acid. If the copper react with dilute nitric acid, we will get one product. The copper react with concentrated nitric acid, we will get another product. The products depends upon the concentration of, as already we discussed, the products depends upon the nature of material undergoing oxidation. The products depends upon the temperature, and the products depends upon the concentration of acid. So here I am taking two different cases. One is concentrated acid I am taking, dilute acid I am taking. First I am taking concentrated. So copper plus nitric acid, HNO3. So here I am taking a concentrated nitric acid. The acid is concentrated. Here the products are, the first product I am writing is CuNO3 taken twice, plus another product is nitrogen dioxide, plus another product is water. So products are nitrogen dioxide product, from one is CuNO3 taken twice, another one is NO2, and another is water molecule. Next I am taking copper in a dilute form, HNO3. Instead of taking concentrate, I am taking dilute nitric acid I am taking. If you take the dilute nitric acid, CuNO3 taken twice, this product is common. So instead of forming nitrogen dioxide, the product we are going to get is nitric oxide, plus another product is water. Product is nitric oxide. Look at here. Here product is nitrogen dioxide, here the product is nitric oxide. So the product formation depends upon the concentration of acid. Here I took dilute nitric acid, here I took dilute nitric acid, I took concentrated nitric acid. In the case of concentrated product is nitrogen dioxide. In the case of diluted, the product is nitric oxide. So now let us balance this equation. First I am taking this one, this I am taking 4HNO3. If we take the 4HNO3, then we are going to get here is 2NO2, and this will be number of hydrogens, 4 hydrogens is there. So 4 hydrogen can make a 2 water molecule. This is the balanced equation for the first case. Second case I am taking this is the 3 coppers I am taking. This I am taking 8HNO3. This will be 3 CuNO3 taken twice, and the NO will become 2NO, and this number of hydrogens 8 hydrogens is 8 hydrogens, how many water molecules we can make? 8 in the sense we can make 4 water molecules. So this is a balanced equation. Next, what is the statement we have to write for this case is copper react with first I'm taking concentrated nitric acid. Copper react with concentrated nitric acid. The product gives what is the product? Nitrogen dioxide, gives NO2. And with copper react with dilute nitric acid. Dilute nitric acid gives what is the product? Nitric oxide. Gives nitric oxide is the product. This is the copper case. Let us take one more example. This is the first example I took. And the second example I am taking zinc. So zinc react with nitric acid, HNO3. Zinc react with nitric acid. First case I am taking concentrated. So this is concentrated nitric acid. Then the product is ZnNO3 taken twice. Plus. So what are the product we got in the case of copper concentrated case? The same product we get here. So concentrated condition, the products are same here. One product is NO2 plus another product is water. Isn't it? One product is NO2, another product is water. If we take dilute form, Zn plus HNO3. So Zn plus I am taking dilute nitric acid. In this case, the product is, this one is common. ZnNO3 taken twice plus N2O plus H2O. Here the product is nitrous oxide. One product is nitrous oxide. Look at in the diluted case as well as concentrated case. In the concentrated case, the product is nitrogen dioxide. We got nitrogen dioxide. In the case of diluted case, the product is nitrous oxide, N2O. So nitrous oxide. So concentration changes, the products also going to get changes. Now we have to balance it. So Zn plus HNO3 I am taking is 4HNO3. So here is you can take 2NO2, remaining how many hydrogens? 4 hydrogens. 4 hydrogens, so how many water molecules we can make? 2 water molecules, isn't it? Next, zinc I am taking here is 4. This I am taking is 10HNO3. Then this will be 4 ZnNO3 taken by 10HNO3. 10 hydrogens is there. 10 hydrogens, how many water molecules you can make? 5 water molecules. So this is this balanced equation. Now let us the statement similarly. So copper react with concentrated nitric acid gives NO2. Here also same. With the dilute nitric acid gives nitric oxide. But here is a nitrous oxide. So let us the statement. Zinc react with concentrated nitric acid. Zinc react with concentrated nitric acid gives nitrogen dioxide. And with dilute nitric acid, dilute HNO3. Simple I'm writing dilute nitric acid gives. What is the product? N2O, nitrous oxide. The product is N2O, nitrous oxide. So the products of reaction depends upon concentration of acid, either concentrated or dilute, concentration of acid, temperature, and nature of material being nature of material undergoing oxidation. Here is copper, here is zinc. Nature of material also will decide the product formation. Next, reaction with metals in that noble metals. Nitric acid do not react with noble metals. I am taking platinum. So platinum with nitric acid, HNO3. This may we can take dilute or concentrated. Anything you can take, we cannot expect any reaction. So you can take even gold plus HNO3. So you can take dilute nitric acid or concentrated nitric acid. For this case also we cannot expect any reaction. So these are noble metals. Noble metals. So noble metals do not react with either concentrated or dilute nitric acid. Example, gold and platinum. And the metals like iron, nickel, chromium, aluminum. Metals like iron, chromium, nickel, aluminum. So these are also do not react with nitric acid. These elements also, iron, chromium, nickel, aluminum, also do not react with nitric acid due to the formation of oxide film on its surface. Suppose I am taking this is a metal. You can take iron, chromium, nickel, aluminum. Any metal you can take. Suppose understand purpose I am taking iron. So this is the surface of this metal. Upon this surface there is a formation of oxide layer. So I am showing just oxide layer like this. So this I am writing as a oxide layer. So due to formation of oxide layer on the surface, first whenever these metals are contact with nitric acid, they will form oxide layer upon its surface. So due to formation of oxide layer upon surface, they cannot react further. So that metals like iron, chromium, nickel, aluminum do not react with HNO3 due to formation of oxide film or layer. Oxide film or layer on surface of metal. So this is a reaction with the metals. So reaction with metals, copper, two different cases. One product is nitric oxide, one product is nitrogen dioxide. Concentrated nitrogen dioxide, dilute case nitric oxide is a product. In the case of zinc, concentrated case, here the same concentrated case product is same, NO2, but dilute case we got here is nitrous oxide, here is got nitric oxide. So noble metals do not react with nitric acid. Then what we have is metals like iron, chromium, nickel, aluminum do not react with nitric acid due to formation of oxide film on its surface. So this is a reaction with metals. Next, reaction with non-metals. This is the second one. Reaction with non-metals. Nitric acid oxidizes the non-metals and their compounds. That too concentrated nitric acid. Concentrated nitric acid oxidizes non-metals and their compounds. So let us take some example for reaction of nitric acid with non-metals. Before that I will write one basic equation. First I am taking HNO3 2 moles, that will give rise to 2NO2 plus H2O plus oxygen. This is nascent oxygen. The product is nascent oxygen, freshly formed oxygen, nascent oxygen. So this is the basic equation we will use for the writing the products non-metals with concentrated nitric acid. In that first one I am taking carbon. Carbon is oxidized to carbon dioxide. So listen one example carefully, remaining will be the similar way how to write the product. Then, so first carbon is oxidized to carbon dioxide. Note that equation, carbon converting into carbon dioxide. Then how many carbons are already balanced, then oxygens is not balanced. This how many number of oxygen is there, that opposite side you can take that many number of nascent oxygens. So carbon plus how many oxygens is there, 2 nascent oxygen. Then take this basic equation here. Then I am taking 2 HNO3 gives rise to 2NO2 plus H2O plus nascent oxygen. I took this is the basic equation. For all the cases, we will use this equation only. By using this equation, we will write the products. Then H2O plus nascent oxygen. Here is two nascent oxygens is there. Here is only one nascent oxygen is there. So multiply this equation with 2. Then what is the equation going to get is this is C plus 2 nascent oxygens gives rise to CO2. This equation I am writing 4HNO3. 4HNO3 gives rise to 4NO2. 2 into 2 4NO2 plus 2H2O plus 2 nascent oxygens. Right. So final equation. So 2 nascent oxygens will be cancelled. So any water molecule cancel is there, we have to check. Here is no need to cancel. Then the product is C plus 4HNO3 gives rise to 4NO2 plus 2H2O plus another product is CO2. So this is the final product we will get. In examination, you no need to write all these things. For remembering purpose, I said this final equation you can write in examination. This is the final equation is enough in final examination. No need to write all these steps. So for easy way to identify the product, how to get the product, I wrote this one. Next, second one. This is the first example. Carbon converting into carbon dioxide. Next, iodine. Iodine to HiO3, iodic acid, iodine converted into HiO3. Then for this case, I2 to HiO3 we have to take first. Then iodine, how many is there? 2 here. Only how many iodines is there? We have only 1. So multiply this equation with this one with 2. So we'll get to 2 iodines. Then oxygens are not balanced. How many hydrogens is there? 2 hydrogens. So first we have to balance hydrogens. 2 hydrogens, how many water molecule can we make? 1 water molecule, 1 H2O. So remaining how many oxygens is there? Total number of oxygens is 6. 6 one utilized here. Then remaining how many we have? 5 oxygens, 5 nascent oxygens. So first I2 to HiO3 I wrote. Then hydrogens I balanced. For balancing hydrogen, remaining oxygens, what is excess oxygens is there? That excess oxygens I took as a nascent oxygen. Then a basic equation you can take. What is the basic equation? 2HNO3 gives rise to 2NO2 plus H2O plus nascent oxygen. So compare. How many number of nascent oxygen here? 5. How many is there? Only 1. So multiply this equation with 5. Then I am rewriting equation I2 plus H2O plus 5 nascent oxygen. This I am writing. Gives rise to 2HiO3. This equation I am writing 10HNO3. 5 2s are 10HNO3 and 5 2s are 10NO2. 10NO2, isn't it? And 5H2O plus 5H2O plus remaining how many is there? 5 nascent oxygen. Then what is the common is opposite side we have to cancel. Opposite common things will be there, we have to cancel. So here is 5 nascent oxygens, 5 nascent oxygens cancel. Then here is 1 H2O, here is 5 H2O. 1 H2O will cancel. Remaining we have is 4 H2O. Then final equation is I2 plus 10 HNO3 gives rise to. Then we will get 2 HiO3 plus 10 NO2 plus 4 H2O. So this is the final equation for this case. In examination, directly you can write this final equation. Directly you can write it. No need to write all this explanation. For a simplest way to remember the equation is said. So this is a reaction with iodine. Next, sulfur to sulfuric acid. This is a third reaction. Sulfur S8 to sulfuric acid H2SO4. First write one equation for this case S8. S8 converting into H2SO4. So first balance the sulfurs. How many is there? Sulfur in the form of S8. So 8 sulfurs we have to take. This will in the, we have to write 8 H2SO because 8 sulfurs we have to balance. Then hydrogens are changed. How many hydrogens? 16 hydrogens is there. So 16 hydrogens. How many water molecule you can make? 8 water molecule. 8 H2O. So hydrogens are balanced. The total number of oxygens, how many is there? 8 fours are 32. 32 oxygens is there. How many utilized here? 8 utilized. Remaining how many oxygens is there? We have 24. 24 nascent oxygens is there. So total 8 fours are 32. 32 here is 8 is there. So 32 minus 8 we have get 24 nascent oxygens. Look at here. 8 sulfurs are balanced. Hydrogens 8 twos are 16. 16 hydrogens is there. Sulfurs are balanced. Oxygens how many? 24 plus 8. 24 plus 8 32. Here is 32 balanced. Next take this equation. 2HNO3 gives rise to 2NO2 plus H2O plus nascent oxygen. So this equation you have to remember. If you remember this equation, you can write any product in the case of non-metals. Then, so how many nascent oxygens here? 24 is there. But here is how many is there? Only 1 is there. So we have to multiply this equation with 24. Then we'll get S8 plus 8H2O plus 24 nascent oxygens gives rise to 8H2SO4. This equation I wrote here. Next this equation. So this will be 24 into 2, 48. 48HNO3. 48HNO3 gives rise to 24 into 48NO2. 48NO2 plus 24H2O plus 24 nascent oxygen. Isn't it? Then what is the common thing? Opposite can cancel. 24 nascent oxygens, 24 nascent oxygens. Here is 24 water molecules, here is 8 water molecules. So we have to cancel 8 water molecules, we get 16 water molecules here. Here is you're going to get 21 16 water molecules. Next anything you have to cancel? Nothing. So write equation. S8 plus 48 HNO3 gives rise to 8 H2SO4 plus 48 NO2 plus 16 H2O. 16 H2O. So this is the final equation. In examination, you can write this final equation also. This is the third one. Fourth one. Here phosphorus P4 converted into H3PO4. Phosphoric acid. Sorry. First note equation for it. Phosphorus converting into H3PO4. Balance the phosphorus. How many is it? 4. Here we have to take 4. Clear. Phosphorus are balanced. Next hydrogen. Fourth is 12 hydrogens. So by using 12 hydrogens, how many water molecules we can make? 6 water molecules. 12 hydrogens is there. We are preparing 6 oxygens. So 6 water molecules plus. How many oxygens left? Here is how many oxygens? 4 fours are 16. But how many is there here? 6. And remaining how many nascent oxygens we required? 10. So 10 plus 6, 16, 4 fours are 16. Oxygens are balanced, phosphorus is balanced, hydrogens are also balanced. Take this basic equation. So 2HNO3 gives rise to 2NO2 plus H2O plus nascent oxygen. So can compare the equation. So 10 oxygens, 10 nascent oxygens, here is 1 nascent oxygen. So this equation we have to multiply with 10. Then I am rewriting equation. P4 plus 6H2O plus 10 nascent oxygens gives rise to 4H3PO4. Isn't it? Then this is 20HNO3 gives rise to 20NO2 plus 10H2O plus 10 nascent oxygens. So what is the common thing? Opposite, you can cancel them. Then here is 10 oxygens, 10 oxygens cancel. Here is 6 water molecules, 6 remaining we have is 4 water molecules, isn't it? Then final equation P4 plus 20HNO3 gives rise to 4H3PO4 plus 20NO2 plus 4H2O. So this is the final equation. This is the final equation. Examination you can write this is the direct equation. So this is the reaction of nitric acid with non-metals. Next, brown ring test. The brown ring test is a test for nitrate ion, NO3 minus ion. It is a nitrate ion. Nitrate ion. So any aqueous solution contain a nitrate ion, we can identify the nitrate ion by using a brown ring test. So brown ring test is for a test for nitrate ion, identification of nitrate ion. Brown ring test for nitrates depends on ability of Fe plus to reduces nitrates to nitric oxide, which react with Fe plus to form brown colored complex. Next, how do we carry out this brown ring test? So for understanding purpose, I am taking this is one test tube. In this test tube, I am taking a dilute ferrous sulfate solution. In this test tube, I am taking dilute ferrous sulfate solution. This is dilute ferrous sulfate solution in one test tube. I am taking another test tube. In this test tube, a solution containing nitrate ion. I am taking this is aqueous solution. Aqueous solution containing NO3 minus ion. So aqueous solution containing nitrate ion. So what I am doing is I am adding this ferrous sulfate solution to the aqueous solution containing nitrate ion. I took two test tubes. This is one test tube and this is another test tube. Understanding purpose I am taking one test tube and this is another test tube. In one test tube I took dilute ferrous sulfate solution and another test tube I took aqueous solution containing nitrate ion, because we have to identify nitrate ion. So aqueous solution containing nitrate ion. So I am adding this ferrous sulfate, dilute ferrous sulfate solution to the aqueous solution containing nitrate ion. After that I am taking the test tube like this, right? So this is the solution, resulting solution. We are mixing these two. So this is the solution we got. This solution contains nitrate ion. Then what the next thing we have to do is we have to add nitric acid. So we have to add sulfuric acid, H2SO4. We have to add sulfuric acid from the sides, like this, along the sides. So we are adding sulfuric acid along the sides. So the sulfuric acid will reaches the bottom, and between the solution and the sulfuric acid, like this, between the solution and sulfuric acid, a brown ring is formed. So there is a formation of a brown ring. There is a formation of a brown ring. So formation of a brown ring indicates the presence of nitrate ion in the solution. So first I took the two test tube, one test tube of ferrous sulfate solution, dilute form, aqueous solution containing nitrate ion. So both are mixed. We got a solution. So to the solution we are adding a sulfuric acid. We are adding sulfuric acid along the sides. From the we have to take like this test tube. To this we have to add sulfuric acid from the sides. So the sulfuric acid reaches down between the interface between the solution and the sulfuric acid. Interface between the solution and sulfuric acid, brown color ring is formed. So indicates the presence of nitrate ion in a solution. So this is the brown ring test for nitrate ion. So let us write the equation for it. NO3 minus plus 3Fe plus 2 plus 4H plus gives rise to nitric oxide. NO is formed nitric oxide plus 3Fe plus 3. 3Fe plus 3 plus water, H2O. So we will get 2H2O. Then what is the nitric oxide formed that further react with H2O taken 6 times? Taken 6 times on the complex I am taking is plus 2. This one react with nitric oxide. Then the product is FeH2O taken 5 times NO. And the complex is plus 2 plus H2O. So this is a brown color. This is the brown color. So this is the brown ring test. This is the test for a nitrate ion. Next, uses of nitric acid. In that first one, It is used for manufacturing of ammonium nitrate for a fertilizer. So ammonium nitrate is a fertilizer. Nitric acid will be used for the manufacturing of a fertilizer. Example, you can take ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3. NH4NO3 is a ammonium nitrate is a fertilizer. So nitric acid is used for the manufacturing of fertilizers. Example, ammonium nitrate. Next, it is used for the preparation of nitroglycerin and trinitrotoluene. Here trinitrotoluene is an explosive. So to manufacturing of these explosives, to preparation of these explosives, we can use nitric acid. So here TNT, trinitrotoluene. Trinitrotoluene is an explosive. In the preparation of trinitrotoluene, we will use nitric acid. And the third one, it is used for the pickling of stainless steel and etching of metals. So nitric acid is used for the pickling of stainless steel and etching of metals. And the next one is it is used as a oxidizer in rocket fuel. So nitric acid is used as a oxidizer in rocket fuel. These are the some uses of nitric acid.